You're tripping.
How high? No,
Greatest wide receiver of all time.
I don't know what we're doing in that front office, man.
Twiddling our fucking dick.
Ryan, I just need you to drink this.
Wide receiver trivia. That's what she said.
Her.
Fuck.
Her upset.
Are those crutches?
You can see Ryan's crutches. What is going on, folks? Welcome back to your favorite show on the internet. This is After Further Review episode 262. I am your co-host, Jalen Brown.
I am Malin Dennis, everybody.
Your other great co-host, Nesser.
I am the other co-host, Junebug Spade.
And rolling out of the 253 like a cold November rain, seeping into your soul and crushing your will to live. It is G-Money.
Guns N' Roses reference. I like it.
A little bit of rock.
Mm-hmm.
We're all back, folks. We are all back. We got Nestor back. I think last week it was just the four of us. So the boys are back for your favorite show for this November 12th, 262. Let's open up the show how we normally do with a nice cheers. What did I do with my shot? Oh, I put it in my pocket.
Well, that is a Malin shot there, Nestor.
Nestor cannot move his without drinking.
We're in the studio. You guys would have to like slide it off the table.
A straw.
Got a nice little dome effect on it.
Cool.
Whiskey with a whiskey chaser.
Interesting.
Mm.
That's fucking meta.
Whiskey with a whiskey chaser.
Whiskey with a whiskey chaser. I was going to do that, but then I thought, I'm just too fucking lazy. I'll just drink out of the glass I'm drinking with. Or I could have picked a bottle up, I suppose.
All right.
Hey, real quick, Jalen. I know it's been a couple days, but happy birthday to the Marine Corps, Mr. Gary Ham there.
Yes, happy belated.
Yeah,
Happy belated.
That's how I've been drinking since Monday. Happy birthday to the Marine Corps, 250th Marine Corps on Monday, and happy Veterans Day. I'll be going out to you there, June, and any other veterans that are watching us. Hopefully there's a lot, because this is a damn good show, and if you're not watching it, you're a clown.
There's a lot of
And
clowns.
you heard it here first. You heard it here first.
There's a lot.
Lord, have mercy.
All right,
Well,
let's get going.
let's get into recapping week 10 and the good old NFL. What a week it has been. The plot thickens every week in this TV show known as the NFL. And this past week was no exception to that rule. So let's start off with the Monday night game, which was a thriller. 10-7 was the final score between the Eagles and the Packers. Cold game, very cold game. I think it was 30 some odd degrees. You guys not hear me anymore?
We lost you for a second.
You can hear me now?
Yeah.
Too bad.
Okay. I think for whatever reason, it switched to my phone's microphone for a second. Weird. All right. Anyway, yeah. Cold game in Green Bay. 10-7 was the final score. As far as the Packers go, G-Money, we will start with you. After this game, are you buying more Packers stock? Or are you selling Packers stock, if that was a thing?
I'm holding Packers stock. I'm not buying anymore. I'm not going to sell it because they are in the NFC North, and I'm not really impressed with that division, to be honest with you. I think they'll still make the playoffs. I just wonder how far they're going to go. I mean, you're going to have games like this. You're going to have a game that it's just a bad game. And you lose it, and it's a close game. And that attempted field goal at the end, I don't, if I were a conspiracy theorist, I would be going, we've already heard about the NBA and gambling. We've already heard about Major League Baseball and gambling. Maybe kickers don't make a shitload of money. Hey, I can miss a fourth quarter kick to win the game, cover the point spread, and make some money on the side. But I'm not a conspiracy theorist. That was just a bad kick. I just you watched the game and you were like, who's playing? Because it did not look like the Eagles, and it did not look like the Packers playing at home. Because the Packers play well at home, and it was just bad. And someone has to explain to me how both Sirianni and LaFleur can fuck up managing the clock. What the fuck are you doing? So I'm going to hold the stock. I'm not going to sell it yet. Like I said, they're in the NFC North. Chicago doesn't scare me. Minnesota, the hell, you don't know who you have with them. Detroit, they're up and down too. You'll see a couple of good games for them, then you'll see a bad game. And you'll go, are they for real? So it's the NFC North. Give me a couple more games. And if they continue to play like they did on Monday night, and if LaFleur continues to make inexplicable coaching decisions or non-decisions, then I'd sell.
June, are you cashing in on your Packers stock, or are you keeping it, buying more?
No, I'm gonna sell on my Packers stock, and here's why. And hear me out for a second. I may buy some back later, but right now I'm selling, and that's because
His options open.
they lost Tucker Kraft, and that was a big loss. But my God, Jordan Love just looked lost out there. You lost one player, and the whole team just fell apart. You still had Josh Jacobs, who was running, by the way, at 5.3 yards a clip. Okay, but they lost Tucker Kraft, and Jordan Love couldn't throw the ball to a receiver to save his life. That's why I'm selling, because Matt LaFleur is going to have to sit down with this guy and say, hey, man, something's wrong. We know we lost. You lost hey, got it. You lost Tucker Kraft. That was your go-to guy. But you cannot sit there and just fall apart like he did in this game. That was probably one of the worst games I've seen this guy play. So I don't know if it was Matt LaFleur's play calling or it was Jordan Love just missing just his best receiver at this point. What's the guy that wear the halo on his head? He was out too, right? Didn't he miss the game too?
Was that
What's the guy that wear the big ass? What's his name?
Dobbs, yeah.
Was he out too?
Romeo Dobbs. I think he left the game.
He was in the game at some point, right?
Okay. And the reason why I'm saying that,
around very much, so I don't know.
yeah. But I just don't understand. So I'm going to sell them for now until Jordan Love shows me that he is not just relying on one person that's out. Okay. So I got to see more from Jordan Love right now. The defense played fine. But I don't know if it was a combination of the Eagles defense just terrible, the Eagles offense just terrible, or the Packers defense are good. So I don't know. You have to tell me which one it is. So, but I'm definitely selling for now.
Malin, what are you doing with your Green Bay stock?
Oh, no, can you guys hear me okay? Somebody's getting their car towed behind me, so I wanted to shoot them, but it's fine. That's why you don't. Why visitors shouldn't park in resident-only spots. But
That happened to
Anyways,
me.
I don't know, June. I don't like your strategy on buying stock if you're going to sell it low and then buy it when it's high again. That's going to get you a net loss at the end, buddy. You might want to hold right now if you're undecided, because the market is it's convoluted, my friend. The NFC is just, if we didn't have so many teams with 2 and 3 loss records, maybe I would look at the dysfunction of the Eagles and be like, not the Eagles, but the Packers, be like, yeah, we should probably sell on them right now. But every teams in the NFCs has a couple clunkers. Most teams in the NFC have won games they shouldn't have, lost games they should have won. I mean, I don't know. I know that Philly's defense is still pretty good. They held Josh Jacobs only 3.5 yards a carry. Jordan Love, I'm kind of tired of hearing about him being elite at this point. I see good numbers in teams that they should beat. When he goes up against other good teams, it's like he has okay stats at times, but this game was really kind of telling to me, man. You're 20 for 36. You don't even get the 200 yards passing. You only average 5 yards a throw because, like June said, you couldn't find anybody down the field. He was pretty much just a non-factor. I mean, that was such. Watching Jalen Hurts and Jordan Love throw a football for 4 quarters. I mean, I kind of feel like we should get money back from our cable providers for actually having to watch that. I felt like that was a disservice to the fans and the patrons of the NFL. I mean, it was just ugly, man. It wasn't a fun game to watch. It was almost worse than Thursday, because G Money and I were talking about it at one point, and we were like, we couldn't figure out, is this ineptitude because of good defense or because of bad offense? And I think it went down to more bad offense than anything, because we've seen teams put points up on these two teams. It was just, at some point you thought that these offenses were going to figure it out, start doing stuff. And I know they made it interesting in like the last 7-8 minutes of the game. But even then the offenses were failing. So it was a snoozer. He got more sleep. He kept falling asleep and waking back up. But yeah, I'm holding my stock right now on him. I'm not going to sell it just yet, but they don't want to lose too much more ground to Detroit, and the Bears are actually starting to look like some semblance of an NFL football team. So you lost 2 in a row. Let's not make it 3.
They lost 2 in a row at home. Let's put that point out there. That's 2 in a row at Packerland.
Go ahead, Nestor.
And of course, that freaking tow truck leaves. I'm done talking.
All right, I'm gonna pretend that Vegas didn't make a call and that the game wasn't rigged. I'm gonna blame it on the offense for Green Bay. I'm glad I didn't watch this game. I know Golden was out. I know Tucker Kraft was definitely out. I would hold my Green Bay stock. To be honest with you, a couple years ago, I'm not exactly what year Dobbs entered the league, but when I saw Jordan Love making plays with these kids, like, I thought, there was some talent there. I know we discussed whether he had it, to be the franchise quarterback for Green Bay. I feel like he still is. He's good enough. I question sometimes the offense, the coaching. I thought I thought Reed was going to be bigger than he turned out to be, which is very mediocre, unfortunately for them. I thought Josh Jacobs was going to be a little bit more valuable for that team. He's good, but again, I look back at the coaching and the offense, they just play very sloppy. And until they don't get that in order, it doesn't matter what the defense does. They're just not going to win the important games. So I'm holding my stock for now. because it is a great organization, but they need to fix that offense.
I am
My
also
white is so loud.
I am also going to hold my Green Bay stock. I'm not going to really do anything with it at this point. Jordan Love has just got to play better. That was such a disappointing game from him specifically. Jalen Hurts didn't play. I feel like he didn't play incredibly better, but I mean, he walked away with the W, so I can't really judge too hard there. But Jordan Love, I'm just like, what is happening? Like, that was just so hard to watch that entire game. I had really high hopes for this game. It seemed like it was going to be a great matchup, like the game of the week, and God, was it not at all that. On the Eagles side of the ball, I swear there is no coach that skirts by like Nick Sirianni. He tries to find ways to blow a game, and it's just like the other side is just a little more inept, and it prevents the Eagles from successfully blowing a game. For him to try that fourth and 5 with the game wrapped up,
yeah, on the other side of 50,
and with the goal ball to AJ Brown, I'm like, what?
What are y'all?
Oh my!
What are you doing? First of all, AJ Brown's numbers: 2 catches for 13 yards.
You guys know what he put out? You know what he put out on Twitter the other day?
You see, I put it in the chat.
He said,
yeah.
Got me on your fantasy team, man. Drop me. I mean, that's a man that has no faith in his own offense. If he's like, listen, guys, I can't help my own team win. I sure as hell can't help you guys win in fantasy either. I'm doing a disservice to y'all.
Yeah.
I just love the drama out of Philly, but at the same time, what pisses me off is that, like you said, they have all the drama that would kill most teams, but yet I have a feeling they're going to be right there in the thick of it in the divisional round with a chance to go to the Super Bowl, and we're all going to be thinking everything that we've talked about this whole year about them, and it's all for naught because they're going to turn it on at some point. It's like they're trying to become the Chiefs now. They're like, okay, we can fuck around out during the regular season. We had our good runs the last few years. Like we can do that, but at the end of the day, we still got Jalen Hurts, the tush push, Saquon Barkley, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, and do we need to go on and on about who they like? They still got all those guys that won the Super Bowl last year, so they could do it again. I don't want them to, mainly because I hate the fans. I don't hate the people. I could care less about the Eagles organization. I just don't want their fans to have anything to smile about. Terrible human beings.
Let's move on to greener pastures here. Ho ho, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh, how sweet it is.
Thought shit was sweet hosting the New England Patriots, and boy, was it not sweet in the end. Final score was 28-23 in favor of the Patriots. G Money, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much of a threat are the Patriots in the AFC?
7.5. You still have other teams, 7.5 is what they are, which is not bad. We'll see what Drake May can do the rest of the season. The defense needs to play a little bit better. I mean, you did give up 23 points to who were the wide receivers with the Tampa had again? I tend to forget. He was actually playing. Yeah, okay. I mean, I thought McMillan was out.
Trey Johnson. Is it Trey Johnson? 15.
Yeah, see,
Trey Johnson, who's another.
So, I mean, I was high on the Patriots before the season started. I thought they would have a good season. I thought with a quality coaching staff That they could actually make a move. I didn't think they could win the East. I may have to rethink that. But 7.5. Still have to, you have to beat the Chiefs. You have to beat the Bills. And, there are teams that you have to beat that you look at and you go, okay. And this game, if Tampa had been healthy and they beat them like that, that would be a signature win. That would be one that I would have put them at like an 8.5 or a 9. They weren't, so I'm going to give them a 7.5. But they are a threat in the East. Well, they're definitely a threat in the East, but they're a threat in the AFC. I think if they play Indy at home, in New England, they can beat them. I question whether or not, if you're playing them indoors, because I think Daniel Jones will be Indiana Jones there. It seems to me that when he travels outside of the Temple of Doom there, that he reverts back into Danny Dimes, and he's dropping dimes into the defensive backs of the other team. But no, they're a team to be reckoned with. I think they would have an issue going to Denver and winning. But I tell you what, you get a playoff game at home, and you can beat anybody, and you can go to the divisional round. And heaven forbid you win the East, and you guys get like 2 games at home. So he's 7.5 right now. You win a couple more games, and all of a sudden you're up to like an 8.5 or a 9. But I'm bullish on New England. Buy their stock now, and you should have bought it before the preseason started with their IPO.
Amen. Go ahead, Jude.
No, I got them at about a 7, and the only reason why I don't have them higher is because I think they still need that one. They need that one thing, and that's a dominant rusher. Right now, Travion Henderson is about 430 yards rushing, which is 30th in the league right now. But the problem is, it's not Travion Henderson, it's what's behind him. And the second leading rusher on New England is, guess who? Who's the second leading rusher on New England?
Drake May.
There you go. That's a problem. That's where your problem is going to lie, is because when it starts hitting December, you're going to want 2 running backs, and Drake May can't be one of them up there in New England and in the playoffs when it hits that January time frame. And so that's why I got him at about a 7 as a threat. So they need to get a couple of their guys that's sitting behind Travion Henderson to start picking it up a little bit when they come into the game. Okay, because if he has a bad game, the offensive coordinator is not going to tell Drake May, oh, you got to start running the ball more. No, you can't do that. You got to have a backup. You got to have a second running back, especially in that area. So I think that's the only thing that's really holding them back from being the top team in the AFC is a second part to that running game. They need somebody else to step it up. So but I got them at a 7. I think they're going to go far. I mean, the way they're playing right now, it would not surprise me. And it's going to depend on matchups coming out the first and second rounds if we don't see New England end up in the AFC Championship game.
Go ahead, Maitland. You're on mute, by the way.
You're on mute, buddy.
You said a 10 means they're Super Bowl bound.
Right.
Like 10 to go in the Super Bowl. All right. I got him at a 9 then. Because I really do think that this team is primed to have one of those runs to get up to the AFC Championship game at the minimum. They only have 2 other tough games ahead of them. I mean, hell, the next 3 are the Jets, Cincy, and the Giants. They haven't really shown yet that they're, since week 1, which we're 9 weeks away from that. So I don't really judge a team's character by the first week of the season. And so they lost to a team they should have beaten week 1. Okay. The only team they lost to was Pittsburgh in week 3 that just got drubbed by the Seahawks and had something to prove. You guys weren't really firing on all cylinders that day. I fully believe you guys should beat the Jets, Cincy, and the Giants. Then you got Buffalo and Baltimore. You already beat Buffalo once. Baltimore is hit or miss. If they split one of those two and they win the other ones that they should, they could be in a tight race for the number 1 seed. And if they get the number 1 seed in the bye, I think they're definitely going to the AFC Championship game. So where I'm not sold that they're like Super Bowl bound necessarily is that young teams, even in the NFL, have to develop a little bit. And the Patriots are second in the league only behind the Browns with rookies with minutes playing right now this year. They're getting a lot of production out of their rookies. So you're going to have a lot of people that have never been in that position in the playoffs. There's not a whole lot of tested metal there. And in the NFL, there seems to be this, earning your stripes, so to speak, unless you're Tom Brady back in 2001 with the Patriots. But, even then there were people on that team that had been to the Super Bowl in 96 with the Patriots on the defense. So, I mean, they're a young team. They're a really good team. I think he's a little bit too dependent on Diggs and Henry. And, that Buffalo game really lit a fire under Diggs, man. He was kind of like non-existent to that Buffalo game. And once he beat them, like he's been, someone you got to deal with. I actually kind of like their running game situation right now, just because Stevenson was the starting running back at the beginning of the year. I never thought he was as good as Henderson. He's hurt right now. He will come back, but Henderson is playing great, over 5 yards a clip. He's already got as many touchdowns as Stevenson. He's got 3 big runs. But yeah, Stevenson still outdoes him in carries right now at 83, even though he hasn't played, I think, a couple games, right? I think it's been a couple games, or at least one game where he didn't play. I do, and just like Jackson Dart, the Patriots do need Drake May to take care of himself. 66 carries for a young quarterback, in my opinion, is a lot when you're not a Lamar Jackson or a Michael Vick. I think that's a lot through 10 games. But if he stays healthy, man, like I swear every time I'm looking at a Patriots game, I don't know when Drake May is not completing passes, because every time I see them on TV, he's completing like I just look over my shoulder and I was like, oh, there's another catch. Like I never see him throw an errant pass. So he's balling out. So yeah, I got him at a 9. I think they're probably going to go to the AFC Championship game, just because the Ravens aren't who they normally are. The Chiefs haven't been who they normally are, and they kind of caught on a little bit late, so they might be a little late to the game to be able to get one of those higher seeds. And I don't trust Denver, and I don't trust LA Chargers. So yeah, they got a good shot. And the Colts, I mean, the Colts are 8-2 also, but so they got a good chance.
Go ahead, Nestor.
I got them at a 7. I think the most impressive thing about them is that they are consistent. They beat the teams that they should beat, and they're beating teams that when they're underdogs. You got the Bills over there losing to Atlanta, right? They lost to Atlanta, lost to Miami. Who else are they going to lose to at this point? We'll get to that next, but the Patriots are just a very consistent team. They found something really good with Rabel and Drake May. Defense is good, solid. The only thing I worry about, like Malin said, is once you get to the playoffs, you're a younger team. These teams that we think are fading tend to all of a sudden snap out of it in the playoffs, and they all of a sudden they're like you're seeing the Chiefs from like 2 years ago, like prime Chiefs. Um, the Bills might somehow not have a horrible first playoff game. So there's still that, but I think you're seeing something like if you were to ask me for the long term, 2 or 3 years, um, next 2 or 3 seasons, how much of a threat they are, I'd give you a much higher number. I just think they're going to be that team pretty soon. I said it like 2 years ago, a little bit too early because the coaching wasn't there. We hadn't seen enough from Drake May, or I don't think he was on there yet. But yeah, I think they're very consistent. I got them at a 7. I think they've built up something really good here. So yeah.
I've got them at a 9. Can't go full blown 10, but I got him at a 9. I really like this team. This is like just the new look Patriots, young. They're having fun. We're having fun. That is a word that I never thought I'd use with the Patriots team. Like you can see that they like each other. Like they can show a bit more of their character and personality, and it's like this is just great. So there's all that. Drake May has done nothing but impress me this year. His pocket presence, his ability to know immediately, like, all right, I'm going to take off. He's got it down pat very well. And I really don't have much of an issue with him running the ball as much as he wants to. Just a matter of him getting the hell down, sliding when you get out of harm's way when you need to.
Right.
But his deep ball is unbelievable. Like that one pass he had to Hollins was just, I was like, that's too good. Too good. And the connection he has with Stephon Diggs at this point, I'm like, just please keep that up. Keep that up. Keep that up. And I think Diggs in the playoffs is going to be a huge factor, not just for the offense, but I think for the entire team, because he is one of the older players on the team, has a lot of playoff experience. And just like he came up big in that Bills game, I think he's going to be crucial in kind of keeping the ship steady and making sure everyone's like in check in the playoffs when they're not familiar with those waters. But besides that, yeah, long term, it's like it comes down between like Indy, I think the Chargers, obviously Kansas City, who they're just going to hang around. Baltimore is a big question mark to me because even though they are trending up now that Lamar is back, we don't know what we're going to get out of that team week to week. I feel like a lot of this is just going to come down to seeding and who's playing where in the playoffs because that's huge. If we have to go to Arrowhead, which I don't know what situation that would be, but basically if we could stay in Foxborough for most of the playoffs, that's a massive factor. If we don't have to go to Indiana per se, that's a massive factor for a young football team. But yeah, the rest of the schedule, it's like, and not just for us, but for everybody in the AFC, it's like you have to win the games that you should win. The 50-50 games, those are going to swing either way. It is what it is. But the games that you should win on paper, you got to lock those up because that's what costs you a seed.
I was looking at all the teams that have 2 losses in the NFL right now. Most teams have 2 or 3 games to where it's more of like toss up, right? So like my Seahawks have, we got 2 with the Rams, and we got Indianapolis, and we got 1 with the Niners. I don't really feel like the Niners one is going to be as much as a toss up because of how hurt they've been, and I don't think they're going to have a whole lot to play for at the end of the year. But if you have 2 losses, like you have a legitimate shot at the number 1 seed. And the fact that a team like Denver still has to play the Chiefs twice. The Chargers again. There were 5 teams that they play still with a winning record. That's the most of anybody else going the rest of the way. I feel like they really do got a really good chance now. And Nestor was talking about, like later on down the road, are they going to dethrone the Bills they're going to rip off a few, division titles. I think the really big thing that's going to depend on that, Jalen, is if you guys can draft or sign another wide receiver, because we all know that Diggs is a ticking time bomb. You got 2 years, and then he turns into what the hell, Brown, is that his name?
Mhm.
I forget about him. He's going to turn into a diva. He's going to get himself run out of town. He's going to start causing arguments and stuff like that. So you got 2 years of Diggs. You need somebody else by then, because it can't just be the Hunter Henry show. But yeah, Vrabel, I think, is a great coach. I mean, if you could, I know they still had Derrick Henry, but if you can take a Ryan Tannehill-led team to 13-3 and into the playoffs in the number 1 seed, I think you're a pretty good head coach. So,
All right, let's get to the last game on the recap. Which, speaking of the Bills, yes, sir, fumbled the bag against the Dolphins, 30-13. I'm gonna start with Nestor here, since it was his team that took the dub. Are the Bills' no-show performances that they've been kind of having here the past several weeks, are these a sign of things to come in the postseason, or is this just regular season, they happen kind of games?
I feel like in the NFL, if you don't fix glaring issues with your team, as much as you don't want to admit it, it's gonna come back to haunt you pretty bad. Just look at Cincy, look at my own Dolphins, and I feel like the Bills really haven't answered some of the questions on their teams over the couple years. I'm still looking at the coach. I think people are starting to catch on a little bit. Hopefully they don't, and to keep them there. But we are definitely seeing the signs of things to come in the postseason for them. If they get to the playoffs, I would not be surprised if they have a swift exit. Josh Allen looked like the same Josh Allen we see in those should be clutch games. He's fumbling the ball. He's throwing a ridiculous pick right in the end zone. That was the most surprising thing about that game. You just cannot throw a pick there. Everything about the Bills, just the defense was horrible. I'm very confused, and I'm looking at the running game, the way James Cook is getting just shut down, or something's going on with their running game. But I mean, if I were to put them on a scale of how much of a threat they are, I put them like at this point 2 or 3, because we know when that team gets to the playoffs, there's going to be nothing there. So yeah.
G Money.
Yeah, I think the Bills are on the decline. They've lived off of the arm and legs of Josh Allen, and I think it's beginning to show. And as Nestor said, their running game minus Allen is pretty much non-existent, and their defense. Oh my God. How the hell do you let D-Train run fucking 174 yards on your ass? How do you do that? I mean, that's no defense whatsoever. That's just sad, especially when Aguilar threw 2 picks. I mean, your defense can pick balls up, but you can't stop them from running on you. They have issues. Is it McDermott? Maybe coaching, but then you can say, well, look, we've gotten to the AFC Championship game, X amount of years, but maybe he is the late 90s, early 2000s Andy Reid of the Philadelphia Eagles, where he got to the NFC Championship game. He got there, couldn't quite get over the hump. And then that was it. They were just, the Eagles said, now we need someone that can take us to the promised land, and it's not you. And I think Buffalo will probably look at this And though this may not be his last season coaching, if next season is like this season, it will be. They'll look to get someone because you've got talent on the team. You've got a top 5 quarterback. You cannot waste that talent. And you go into Miami and you get embarrassed like that. You know, and as Nestor said, that's not the first time you got embarrassed this year. You've got embarrassed by bad teams before. You know? It's one thing to get beat by a good team. It's one thing to get freaking bum rushed by a good team. You know, people go like, well, they were a good team. Look at the record, look at who they've got. They're a good team. You went to Miami and you got bum rushed. And they fucking took you out back, beat the shit out of you, took your chains, took your money, and then fucked your girlfriend.
Not the
Fuck yeah.
girlfriend. Go ahead, Jude.
Damn. So my problem with the bill is
Interference.
in on Josh
You're on your
Allen.
laptop again, aren't you?
Can you hear me? Is it going bad?
It was going bad.
Can you hear me now?
Yep, we got you.
Yeah.
Okay. Switch after this. I think what they've relied so much on Josh Allen, and he's trying to put everything on his back. Put it on my back, and I got to let it roll. And this team reminds me.
Dude, if you don't break
Okay,
up with
go
that
to the next
laptop,
person.
get rid of on your phone, man. I swear, Jim, with that laptop on this show is like an old ex. You just never get rid of. You always find him at the bar, man. I'll go real-
Yeah.
Just go to the next person.
the thing that the thing about the Dolphin game to me though, Jalen, is I feel like AFC East teams at times have had issues going down to Miami anyways and winning. There have been really good New England teams that drop a game in Miami. And you're like wondering like, okay, well, how the hell did that happen? So like there's maybe it's, you know, maybe Miami is part of the Bermuda Triangle. I don't know. All I know is that one thing for certain, when they get the playoffs, Josh Allen balls. That's all I know. Like if you get in, like he is dangerous. He's played 13 playoff games and he's completed 65% of his passes, 25 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. And you can add 7 touchdowns to boot with 700 yards rushing and a 6 average. Is that going to be good enough to give him to the Super Bowl? Probably not, because it hasn't been yet, because the team around him always does something to falter. But Josh Allen always ends up having those gems in the playoffs, you know what I mean? And so they could be dangerous to knock off a team that you wouldn't think they were going to beat if they have a little bit of a lackluster second half of the year, but they still make the playoffs. Until Josh Allen has a stinker in the playoffs, and he just has like a bad playoff run, then I'll start believing it. But I mean, in those 4 picks, he threw in 2 of the postseasons. So like 4 of the postseasons he's been in, he hadn't even thrown a pick. So he even protects the ball well. So I mean, you're looking at a guy that has a total of 32 touchdowns and 5 turnovers, in 13 playoff games. So the only issue I really have with this team right now is who he's throwing the ball to. They don't have a deep threat. Shakir's not that guy. What is their title name? Kincaid. Can't just throw to Kincaid all the time. Like he's gonna need people to step up and play better, which I don't think they will. That's why I'm not high on him like I am New England, because the role players around Josh Allen aren't playing well, and he's forcing crap right now. But I still believe in him as a quarterback. And also McDermott, I mean, why are you still there? Just go away. Get somebody else. What are we?
Go ahead, June.
Okay, I was saying, and I think Malin kind of got there. That the Buffalo Bills team remind me of the 1997-98 Denver Broncos, where the Denver Broncos had that team where they turned out to be a wild card team, and they had played. They were 10-6. They were a wild card team, but then they got to the playoffs and they turned it on. And of course, remember they beat the Green Bay Packers in the Super Bowl that year with Terrell Davis with those great runs. I believe that with the talent they have on this team, that the Buffalo Bills can turn it on. So I'm not looking down on them yet. I think they're close, but they remind me of that team, that Denver Broncos team, so much. And Josh Allen reminds me of John Elway that season so much. He just tried to do so much, and he just said, let us get into the playoffs. Let us get into the playoffs, and then we're going to turn it on. And they did. Matter of fact, they turned it on the next 2 seasons, okay? So I still think that the talent on this team, they can still make a good run in the playoffs. I think this is just a couple of hiccups, and I think this team can still turn it on in the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't have too much more to add here because, I mean, you guys have said pretty much everything. I will say this. I feel like literally unless the Bills go to the Super Bowl, which I don't see that happening, this has to be McDermott's last year, which we've kind of have said lightly in the past, but I think definitively this year they have to go to the Super Bowl because they're going into that new stadium next year. They don't want to bring in any bad juju, the same old. So it would not surprise me if they're like, nope, we're keeping Josh Allen. Everybody else is disposable, including the head coach. So McDermott's got to get him there and nothing less. But the way they're playing right now, it smells like first round exit if they, do make the playoffs, which they should. But if they do make the playoffs, it's not going to go very well at all because James Cook playing poorly and no really good receivers.
I just want to say this too. We talk about these coaches and why they won't fire coaches. I'm telling you now, you go back to Tony Dungy. Tony Dungy took the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to the NFC Championship game playoffs, and that was and remember, at the time he took them, they were the worst team in the NFL all time. That Tampa Bay Buccaneers, that was one of the worst teams we had ever seen up until that point. And Tony Dungy turned that team around, and they got rid of him for winning. So McDermott should not be comfortable in this position, okay, at all. And if I'm the Bills, you said it right, Jalen. If they don't get past the first round this year, or I'm looking at making a coaching change. You can't change the quarterback, but you damn sure could change that head coach right now.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's move on to the news, which is speaking of head coaches being fired. Brian Daboll. He joins the many that have lost their job in 2025. No longer coaching the Giants after they blew a lead to the Bears. Russell Wilson was the quarterback to finish the game for the Giants after Jackson Dart left with whatever the hell. This was not, and this is an ugly, ugly game. And I guess this is the straw that broke the camel's back for Daboll because they got him up out of there the next day. So what do you guys think about this firing?
I will say this, for someone that tried for several years to get Pete Carroll fired, he's now 2 for 3 for getting head coaches fired after he's left Seattle. Because what was it, Nathaniel Hackett in Denver? Now Daboll Giants. I mean, there were 3 games this year where they had an above 93% chance of winning with 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter. They fumbled all 3 of them. In this last one, I don't know that I've ever seen Russell Wilson look worse. It's so bad that June put in the stats that now Jameis Winston's coming in. We get to see Jameis cook. I've been waiting for this all year.
Finally.
I hate that Dart had to have a concussion for us to see it, but I can't stomach watching Russell Wilson.
4 concussions. 4.
Okay. I don't know. 1 diagnosed so far. But he had a concussion, and so he's not going to play. And I can't stomach Russell Wilson just standing back in the pocket and getting blasted because he can't run anymore. And when he does throw the ball, it's to God knows who and God knows where. He just looks lost as a quarterback nowadays. I don't know how he went from doing what he did in Dallas to then just being, bumfuddled after that to the degree that he was. But yeah, Daboll, man. You took Daniels to the playoffs, which nobody thought that was possible. And then you just couldn't get Danny Dimes to be Danny Dimes anymore. And there you go. You're out. You had that 1 year with Jackson Dart. That was your chance. And Scadaboo and Dart both got hurt, and your job's not going to be saved when you roll Russell Wilson out there and lose a game like that. So my only hope is that the Giants don't go after the Seahawks offensive coordinator. Leave him the fuck alone.
Yeah, when Scadaboo went down, I feel like that was pretty much the nail in Daboll's coffin, because that was Jackson Dart's safety blanket, his security net. And so once that was gone, it was like that was it, because he literally, Brian Daboll's job, his everything was Jackson Dart. He was like Leia Skywalker with Obi-Wan Kenobi. Help me, Jackson Dart. You're my only hope. Like, that was it for him. So once Jackson Dart was out and it was like Russell Wilson came in, you could just see it's over. It was over because that was the only bright spot he had. So I don't really blame the Giants for getting rid of him. It seemed like that was just the best decision, and for everybody involved. He will probably, I guarantee you, this week is probably the best night's sleep he's ever gotten, or at least in the past several years.
4 years.
So, yeah, it's been a weird run with him as the Giants head coach, but I don't think there's any big shame there, because if we look at the recent coaching history of the Giants, it's not very good this past decade.
Didn't they have Pat Shermer at one point?
Yes.
I saw a stat where they said the Giants are now 0-4 this season in games in which they led by 10 or more points on the road. And there's like a picture of Dart. I knew this was coming. Like, I knew they were overhyping this kid. And I saw him like feeling himself. I'm like, oh, the fall is gonna be crazy. I almost feel bad for the kid. I do, but it's sad. It's sad.
Yeah, they hired Daboll from Buffalo because they thought he was the quarterback whisperer, which I think is a bullshit phrase, means absolutely fucking nothing. And they felt that he could pull out of Daniel Jones what he pulled out of Josh Allen. I think what people fail to understand is that it's not so much a quarterback whisperer, it's the fact that the quarterback actually realizes, he catches up to the game and he realizes what he's supposed to do. And he actually, when they're going through their progressions, he can do that. Because in college ball, right, you don't necessarily have to go through your progressions, because for the most part, if you're on a good team, if you're on an Ohio State, a Michigan, an Alabama, LSU, Texas A&M, right? 90% of the time, your number one receiver is open or is going to make that catch. So you don't have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, okay, and make that decision in like 2.2 seconds. You can, if indeed your number one receiver is covered in college, you can take another couple of seconds and look down the other way there, because most of the time you're not playing against top tier defenses. You get to the NFL, you realize not only does the game speed up, but everybody you're playing against were all Americans. So it's a little more difficult. And I think with Daniel Jones, he realized that. He's like, okay, this is going to take a lot of study and it's going to take a lot of work, and I've got to do it. It's not like they will work magic. One off season, they went off to the caves with Aaron Rodgers, got in touch with themselves, and then Josh Allen became this quarterback. It was a progression. And so when the Giants hired Daboll, thinking he could do the same thing with Daniel Jones, and Daniel Jones had that one season. It was the third year when he had that good season, and they signed him to that $56 million extension, which was a mistake on their part. But they couldn't replicate it. They could not do it because defenses changed, and Daboll couldn't change Daniel Jones to change with the system, with the defenses. So, one of the issues you have when you hire a quarterback coach and sometimes a coordinator, whether it's offensive or defensive coordinator, is your head coach. You put them in a position they've never been in, and now they're not looking at just one person or one group of people. They have to manage the whole team, plus their coordinators and everything else, and they just can't do it. And I don't think Daboll could do it. He'll probably get another head coaching job at some point down the road. I think he'll end up being an offensive coordinator for another team, and he'll be good at it. But, teams make mistakes hiring coaches, and the Giants are ones that tend to make it all the time. And they make the same mistakes with GMs, and they don't draft as well as they should, and they don't keep the people they draft. We all knew Daboll was gone. Personally, I thought Daboll was gone after last season. I didn't think he was going to come back. I thought they would fire him and hire someone else. The fact that he made it through this season when their starting quarterbacks before they drafted Jackson Dart was freaking Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston, I'm like, that ain't going to work out well. Because we've seen that in Pittsburgh, we've seen it in Cleveland, we've seen it in Denver, wasn't working out. Neither one of them is starting quarterbacks for any length of time. Russell Wilson had a couple of good games in Denver his second season. He had a good game in Pittsburgh. And Jameson, my God, man, that kid will put up 400 yards and 4 touchdowns. And then all of a sudden, fourth quarter, he's putting up 4 picks. And 2 of them are being run back for touchdowns, and he loses the game. So, I just don't know how, with what you had on offense, and at the time, and even drafting Jackson Dart, because I didn't think that was a smart move either, what you expected out of your head coach. Because he hadn't shown you up to that point with Daniel Jones, and until they let Saquon Barkley go as a free agent, that he could really take an offense, or actually take a whole team for that matter, and win consistently. So him being fired.
I will say this last thing about Daboll, Jalen. I do think he got really unlucky with injuries too. The only year that Saquon Barkley and Daniel Jones were both healthy for 16 games was the year they made the playoffs. And then the organization says they don't want Saquon anymore, and they draft Malik Neighbors, right? Well, now Daniel Jones is throwing to Malik Neighbors, but he doesn't have a running back. And then this year you get Jackson Dart, and you have Scatterboo, and you have Neighbors, and all 3 of them are hurt. Look at what Indianapolis is doing right now with Daniel Jones, Jonathan Taylor, and Pittman, and that rookie tight end Warren. Daniel Jones is always going to be one of those quarterbacks that needs the talent around him, and they never put all that talent around him at the same time. And Daboll was always fighting like, my best players are hurt. They're never healthy at the same damn time. So I think there will be a little bit of what if there, which is why I think I agree with Gary. He'll get another job at some point. But damn.
Yeah. Our last piece of news, another firing. The Mavs finally part ways with Nico Harrison out.
Yeah.
With the Luka Doncic assassin. June,
6 months after the.
What did you think about this, June?
Well, it was coming. I don't know if you guys saw this, but one of the reasons Nico was fired is because he did not tell the ownership about the injuries to Anthony Davis. You know, one of the things that you get when you trade a player is their injury report, right? And Nico did not disclose some of the other injuries that Anthony Davis had to the ownership. And they were really mad about that. And you saw what happened today. I don't know if you guys saw this, but the ownership said that Anthony Davis was not going to be allowed back onto the court until after they get a full medical assessment of him. Did you guys see that today?
I didn't, but if you're an owner in the NBA, like, how does the casual fan know everything about Anthony Davis's injury history, and you're an owner of the NBA and you need the GM to tell? I mean, like, Mark Cuban wasn't making decisions anymore, and he said it was a bad trade. I mean, I think the ownership woke up earlier this week and was like, fans really hate us. We need to blame somebody else for this. And you know what I blame? I blame Texas cooking. Y'all seen pictures of Anthony Davis lately? He's looking a hell of a lot like Luka was when he was in Dallas. I don't know how they cooking in Dallas, but you get chunky quick. I don't know if y'all seen those pictures of Anthony Davis, but you look at Davis in a Lakers jersey versus a Mavs jersey in practice. Like, he's like James Harden now. He put on the fit suit. I was like, God,
the barbecue was good in Dallas. That's all I got to say.
I mean, yeah, as Chuck was saying, those churros are real good down there.
You got the big old women in San Antonio.
Even if he was perfectly healthy at the time that they made the trade, are we really going to sit here, Mavs ownership, and be like, well, we didn't know that he was going to be hurt? Like, that's what it, please stop. I mean, come on.
If the ownership did not know that the Lakers were the only team he was in contact with for Luka services, and if they didn't know, they really didn't know the injury report of Anthony Davis, that's more derelict of duties on the ownership than it is the GM. Ownership should know that shit. They should know. They should be asking, well, how many other teams have you contacted? Do we have any other offers on the table that could be better than this? Yeah, you can fire the GM 6 months later, but the fans still are going to be blaming ownership too over this. Like, they're not stupid.
Yeah, you would think they're not stupid, right? I mean, because they're billionaires. They're not even millionaires. And one of the majority owners, Miriam Adelson, her and her husband, one point before they sold it all, owned the Venetian Hotel in Las Vegas.
Right.
And they seem to know that business in and out.
Yeah.
And when they built it, it cost them $1.2 billion. When they sold it for over $20 billion. So I'm pretty sure, and they built it in '99. I know because I was there for the soft opening. But I tell you, if you're an owner and you buy a team or be part of an ownership group and you don't know who the players are and you don't know, oh, we're trading for this guy, and like, oh, okay, that seems cool. What are you doing? I mean, is the team, I mean, are you basically buying the team as kind of like a toy And then when the fans get upset, you're like, oh shit, I didn't think that was going to happen. Why are they upset? And then this year you decide, well, they're still upset because now Cooper Flagg isn't playing well, and he was the number one pick. And I think some of that has to do with the fact they're playing a fucking point guard. Something that, June, you might need to explain that to me, why they're doing that. But no, I think that he was an easy scapegoat. Let's fire, ownership's not going to do anything to themselves. We'll fire the GM, make the fans a little happy that he's gone and he was the reason for the trade. I swear, they said a Lakers center. I thought we were getting Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in his prime. That's who I thought we were getting. No, you're getting Anthony Davis, who, when healthy, is a really good center. Problem is, he's not always healthy. And you traded a younger Luka. So he was a necessary sacrifice to the Dallas Mavericks fans, is what he was. Now, I can't speak to whether or not he was a good GM. June could definitely do that. As a Mavericks follower, he could say, over the years, was he a good GM? If he wasn't, then, they should have fired him before then.
Well, we need to go to a break because on the other side of said break, we've got two very fun segments. We've got QB Guess Who, and we have got the Ride or Die in 5, which turning things around, folks. Turning things around. So we have got
I'm nothing if not consistent on my Ride and Die in 5 the last 3 goddamn weeks.
We're gonna go to a break. And in 10 minutes, we will be back for the second half of the show and those shenanigans that we just described. So we'll be back in 10 minutes. This is After Further Review, episode 260.
I'm your other great co-host, Nestor.
I'm your other co-host, June Buck Spade.
And rolling in out of the 253, his 1975 drop-top Cadillac. It is your picking daddy, G-Money.
Ravens cover. They're picked to win the division for a reason. Mar, it looks like he's going to be back. Even without him last week, they looked better. They're going to recover, and they're going to get their season on the right track with a big win here.
I'm convinced that the win the Dolphins got last week was a bit of a fluke. Take the Ravens to cover.
Defense is playing better. That defense did hold the Rams to 17 points, and they held the Bears to their worst point total of the year at 16. So I'm going to go ahead and go Ravens. Minus D8 on this one.
Anybody that had the Raiders doing anything this year is absolutely insane. But the writing was on the wall. This was all just picks of, all right, this is going to make sense. We don't want to tank, and they're still going to tank in the most negative way because now they're stuck with Geno.
Trade Jacoby Myers. Get a draft pick. Build for next year because Geno Smith is not your quarterback. We in Seattle knew that. But you wanted to give us a 3rd round pick for him. Okay, we'll take that. But you knew what you were getting. They're probably on the same level as the Saints, and the Saints are bad.
When I was on the People's Debate, this was before a single snap had been played. Millen was bullish on Denver. I will say I have to give him his flowers. How far will the Broncos go?
All up to Bo Nix. Bo Nix has been streaky in a negative sense to a point. If you compare him to this time last year, he's just taking more chances. And what's going to come with that is, a couple dips, a couple interceptions, a couple bad plays. He's still a young quarterback. That defense will be able to take them a couple games in the playoffs depending on matchup, especially if the Bills keep continuing playing how they are. But it all depends on Bo Nix. Playoff Bo Nix. I had them winning the division. So I still have them winning the division. If they're going to win a couple games, it's going to be all up to Bo Nix.
I know that Arizona said that when Kyle is ready, he'll be starting, but I don't know. You look at what Briskett's done and you're like, do you want to start Kyler Murray? I just think Briskett's earned the starting job until he loses it. And against the Cowboys, looks like it should be his for at least the next couple of games.
That team looks completely different with Brissett throwing the ball.
Can I get a Miller Lite, man? Miller.
Okay.
It's like $18. Fuck. We're Road G. Season 21, 22. And LSU
I apologize. Old drinks.
You're good. You're good. I want to know what happened to Baltimore's defense. Bucks ain't this good.
Incomplete. 3rd and goal.
Technically, it's not in first.
Holding. Bring that shit back. You're a wizard.
$1 more would have gotten you a highlight.
They conned us. They conned us into this.
That's some bullshit.
Excuse me, sir. There's a lot of elderly Ravens fans right here.
Yes, the Baltimore Colts marching band back when they used to have a marching band.
A lot of popcorn. Well, there goes our points.
There goes our points. Why are you so mad, man?
Tyler Bubbles.
He's so angry. Why is that nuts, man? Ground floor of where they go from here. Put that 4th and 2 play up on the screen on Monday and never do that shit again. That's your ground floor. Hey, you know what? 4th and 2, we're going to go to the end zone with our running back against a Pro Bowl safety, and then the running back isn't even going to run the route. Tua is going to throw it out of the end zone anyway, so it doesn't fucking matter. That was the worst play call I've seen.
I thought it was 3rd down, and then they started walking out the field. I was like, oh. I was like, why would you call that play?
If the Ravens go 4-0 the next month, do you look at them any different or any better than what we think right now? Or is it just par for the course? This is what they should do.
If they come out these next 4 games and they just smoke these 4 teams, like, okay, you have to look at them as being an upper echelon team. But if they come out and they're struggling, they're barely winning, like say they play the Jets and they beat the Jets 16-13. Nah, I'm looking at them cross-eyed.
Can't really think of them as fully back or like a dominant team yet until they're like about a 500 football team again. Let's get back to that point. These 4 teams that they do have are all pretty bad. It's not like it would be anything crazy impressive if they did went 4-0. They're doing what they should have been doing a month ago.
Just on the 4th and 2, it was just a levy of mistakes by this offense over and over and over again. This team is undisciplined. You wasted A-Chain tonight. He had 4.8 yards a carry. They gave up on the run so quickly. The Dolphins are a mess.
If you're Dan Quinn, are you keeping Jaden Daniels in that game?
Absolutely not. He just came off a hamstring. He's a young guy. This is the time where you bring him out the game and the offensive coordinator and the quarterback coach just start having conversations with him. This is the teaching moment. This is your chance to teach him and say, this is what we want to do going forward. This is what we need to do. There's no reason. You're not coming back in this game because the Seahawks are like, you know what? If you want to leave him in the game, we'll leave our people in the game and we'll just keep scoring. They had no chance of coming back. They didn't have a running game, but this season's over now. It's a wash. 100%. Why is he in the damn game?
We've seen bad Jets teams, obviously, throughout the years, but this one seems atrocious, like historically bad. I'm thinking, is Aaron Glenn going to be gone before the end of the year?
The Jets ownership are notoriously cheap when it comes to they're going to fire a coach and have to pay him for like 2 or 3 more years. They would rather their fans live in hell than pay their head coach 3 years to do absolutely nothing. Their backup quarterback is Tyrod Taylor. Is that any better?
And Justin Fields, yes. I think that Tyrod Taylor has been a better quarterback in the NFL than Justin Fields has been a quarterback. And he's been around for a very long time.
But the MVP right now for me is Patrick Mahomes. That team is following behind him. They're believing in what he do. And we're talking about straight MVP. I'm giving it to Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes has maybe played 2 really good games of football. When one team has drastically underperformed versus expectations and the other team has overperformed expectations with more injuries than even the Chiefs have had, I got to go with Baker Mayfield right now.
Welcome back. Welcome back to the show. You guys would expect nothing less for us transitioning into a new half. 262. And we are doing as well as we ever have, folks. And that means we're going to take another shot to start off the second half of the show.
Smooth.
All right. We all doing good?
Fantastic.
Yep.
All right. So we're going to play a little game next. It's been too long since we have played a game on this godforsaken show. So I figured we'd take the classic game of Guess Who and implement this with NFL quarterbacks to see if you guys can take these stats and then get the correct name behind the numbers here. And what better way to make this interesting than to put you guys onto teams instead of just having everyone individually play. So I put Nestor and G Money on one team and Malin and June on the other team.
I don't know why you didn't put me and G Money together.
You're carrying us, Nestor, because I'm drunk.
There we go.
June didn't even know we were doing this until 5 minutes before the show.
So I'm going to read. I'm going to read the stats of a particular player. So each team will have 30 seconds to answer the question. While reading or while the team is debating amongst themselves or talking amongst themselves, you can obviously talk amongst yourselves. The other team cannot talk. Also, there's no stealing during this. It's just if you get it wrong, you get it wrong. That's that. If you're answering a question, though, you have to have your hands in sight somewhere. We do not want any Googling involved.
Oh, my phone's right here, so.
If you're answering a question, if you're not even up, then obviously that's fine. But yes. So We've got, there's 6 for each team. So 12 total stats to read off here. If extra innings are required, then there is some bonus ones at the end here. But yes, we will start off with June and Malin first. Again, you guys can discuss amongst yourselves, but you'll have 30 seconds.
Okay. All right. Phone, June.
Any questions?
Why did I hate you?
These current quarterbacks, we're not talking about quarterbacks from like 10 years ago or anything.
Yeah, these are all current stats, yes.
Okay, good.
These are all quarterbacks that have started for at least the majority of the season.
Okay.
All right. Let's start off with number 1 here. This quarterback has a 66.5 completion percentage. He has thrown for 212.8 yards on average a game, 11 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions with a QBR of 64.3. Who is he? Timer.
Okay, so he's not one of the top guys. He's only 11 touchdowns. Can we get any more stats on this
15.
guy?
15 seconds. I do not.
Oh, we got 15 seconds. All right,
Is it Rogers?
11.
No, that's not a guess. That's not a guess. I'm talking to Malin.
4, 3,
The 11 and 5 is sticking out to me.
Yeah.
1.
As I
That's
think
what I was wrong.
it to me, it's either Bo Nix or CJ Stroud.
Do we have an answer?
Oh, that's good.
Because I believe both of them have 5 interceptions.
Yeah, I agree with
But I
that.
Negative 10 seconds out.
Okay, I'm gonna let you pick between the two, June. I know both have 5 interceptions.
Let's go Bo Nix.
Correct answer is CJ Stroud.
Shit, son of a hate you.
So we'll expand the timer to 60 seconds because that was about a minute, and we'll go with that.
I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, you should have just picked.
I was thinking CJ Stroud.
Now over to Nestor and G Money for your first one. Are you guys ready?
Yep.
All right. This QB has a 69.6% completion rate. He's averaging 269 yards a game, 13 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, and a QBR of 64.8. Who is he? Timer is going 1 minute.
He's better than CJ Stroud.
Better than CJ Stroud. I don't know, maybe Joe Flacco. I know he's thrown I think Flacco's thrown 13 touchdowns. I don't know how many picks he's thrown, though. He might have thrown more than that. Oh, shit.
40 seconds. 30 seconds.
I'm facing back because I know this one.
I think Joe Flacco might have too many yards for that.
20 seconds.
I mean, the only person I can think of, but I think his QBR is higher than that, would be Caleb Williams. But I think his QBR is higher than 63. Let's go with Joe Flacco. What do you think?
Joe Flacco's fine. Yeah.
All right. The correct answer is Mac Jones.
Oh, shit.
I forgot about Mac Jones.
They had
Mac
that
and
on
cheese.
They had that on FS1 on Monday, Jalen, and they had him and Purdy's numbers together through the first however many starts between Purdy last year and this year, and that 13-6 rang out to me. I thought it was either him or Caleb Williams or Flacco.
Yeah, I was thinking Flacco or Williams. I forgot about.
I don't want to comment any further because it may affect the remaining names.
Oh, Lord.
So I won't say anything.
Oh, Lord.
So I won't say anything.
All right.
All right. 0-0. So our score is as of right now. So June and Malin, are you guys ready? All right.
Their hand.
This quarterback has a 68.2 completion percentage. He is averaging 195.2 yards a game. He has 17 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, and a QBR of 45.1. 1 minute on the clock.
Oh,
All right.
gosh.
Out the gate, there's only two quarterbacks that I think have over 10 interceptions, and that's Tua and Geno Smith.
Yeah, but I don't think
Those are the
I don't
only
think
two.
either one of them.
But does Geno have more touchdowns than Tua, or does Tua have more touchdowns than Geno?
30 seconds.
Right. Yeah,
Miami-
Gino's definitely.
But Miami
It's
just
definitely not. It's definitely
Are
not
you counting
Gino.
touchdowns to the other team?
20 seconds.
I don't know if Geno has as many
10
touchdowns as
seconds.
Tua. I think Tua has more.
Okay, let's go with Tua.
Okay, we're gonna go with Tua.
The correct answer is Tua Tagovailoa.
Hey,
On the
My boy
board.
Tua.
got one. Well, we got one. What?
It's the touchdown to interceptions that is helping me because I studied the shit out of touchdowns and interceptions. I was also studying total yards, which is meaningless because Jalen's not using that. He's using yards per game. So the only thing that helps me is touchdowns.
I noticed that was the default ranking on ESPN. So I was like, well, let me not put that in here. All right. Next question here. Nestor and G Money, you guys ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. This QB has a completion percentage of 68.9. He's averaging 249.7 yards a game. He has thrown 13 touchdowns and 3 interceptions with a QBR of 68.6. Who is this gentleman? 1 minute on the clock.
3 picks. I think Matthew Stafford. Thought he only had 2 picks, but
40 seconds.
no, Sam hasn't really bad. Give me his QBR again.
68.6, and there's 27 seconds.
That's a shitty QBR though.
How many?
3 picks. 17 touchdowns, 3 picks.
17.
It's
I
13,
mean-
13 touchdowns, 3 picks.
Oh, 13.
Just 5 seconds.
That can't be Stafford. Sorry, I'm not allowed
See,
to.
that's what I was thinking, but I think he has only 2 picks.
2,
And I think his QBR is higher.
1.
Third one.
I don't got a clue on this one either.
No
And I was
names.
going Josh Allen, but I think he's got 4 picks, so that's 1 too many. You know, as much as it kills me, because that QBR is too low to be Stafford's, because I think Stafford is being the in QBR, and I think his QBR is like 1 something, I think.
All right.
Let's toss out Jalen Hurts.
The correct answer is Jordan Love.
Yeah.
Fuck.
The only way I knew that it wasn't Stafford is because when I was trying to memorize touchdowns, interceptions, I knew that Stafford had 25. I was thinking
Well,
it was.
I also think Stafford only has like 2 picks.
Yeah, he does. He does. I was
Yeah,
thinking.
see, that's why it was throwing me. And I knew Allen had 4 picks, and I knew both their QBRs were higher than that. I'm like, okay. So you have to think someone who's kind of good.
This is hard.
But
Jalen.
Jordan Love, I like, damn.
Yeah.
All right, Malin and June, are you ready for your third
Ready.
entry here?
Ready.
Okay. This individual has a completion percentage of 74%. He's averaging 248 points.
Jared Goff.
There we go. Saved us some time.
He's a percentage leader at 74%.
Amen.
His quarterback rating is 68.1.
Sure,
No,
I
I
know
feel
he's
like- Yes.
74.
68.1. Yep.
And I was waiting for the QBR because I was like, I know who it is. And he said, if he would have said the QBR had it, so I was like,
Yeah, you guys will not hear a completion percentage higher than that tonight. So, yeah. All right, back to Nestor and G Money here. All right, this next quarterback has a completion percentage of 61.7. He's averaging 168.2 yards a game. He has thrown 11 touchdowns and 7 interceptions with a QBR of 40.7. Who is he?
Alex, who is Bryce Young?
He nailed it. Bryce Young.
Oh, shit.
Oh shit!
I had no
That was
idea.
crazy.
I don't pull that way out the bed.
what's the score? What's the score?
It is 2-1 with
All right.
your team leading. Are you ready for your next
What do we have?
question here?
How many more do we have?
In the queue here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left.
Shit, okay, so he's got 3. Okay. All right.
All right. Next one.
I got to admit, I was feeling pretty good about being up 2-0 until G Money pulled Bryce Young out of it.
Like, damn.
G Money firing the shot at half court. All right.
Because I couldn't get the other one.
This next quarterback has a completion percentage of 66.8. He's averaging 200.59 yards a game. Wait, hold on. 1 second. Doesn't make any sense. 1 moment, please. Okay, that makes okay. Starting from the top here. All right, he's got a completion percentage of 66.8. He's averaging 205.9 yards a game. He's thrown 18 touchdowns and 7 picks with a QBR of 44.9. Who is this?
Oh.
What's the
That
completion
is-
percentage?
66.8. Got 50 seconds.
How many touchdowns?
18
18.
touchdowns.
That's
And I'm thinking Herbert, May, Mahomes,
It's not
Bo
Herbert.
Nix.
20 seconds.
I'm thinking about low interceptions with high touchdowns. That would
I'm
be
thinking about-
May, Herbert,
10 seconds.
Mahomes, Bo Nix. I think they all have under 6. I would
Yeah.
like Darnold for this, but he has 6.
No, it's not Donald.
4, 3.
I'm even gonna go May, Herbert, or Nix.
It's not Herbert. It's not Herbert. I can tell you that now. It's not Herbert.
Give me a name.
All right, so do either Mahomes or Nix.
You picked this time.
I picked last time.
Let's go Mahomes.
The correct answer is Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron. It was Aaron. Hey, damn.
This is getting very interesting.
Oh shit.
All right, Nestor, G Money, are you boys ready?
Yes.
This next quarterback has a completion percentage of 60.8. He's averaging 237.3 yards a game. He's thrown 13 touchdowns, 4 picks, and a QBR of 57.7. Who is this man?
That's very middle of the road.
You know, I'm thinking the Bears. Caleb fucking Williams.
I think Caleb Williams.
That's who I'm thinking. What are you thinking?
I'm definitely
Nestor?
thinking Caleb Williams. I think.
I just don't think that's my thought. I could be wrong, you know.
Let's go with that.
Correct answer is Caleb Williams.
Oh shit.
I knew he had. I knew his QBR wasn't high, and I knew he had interceptions.
All
I
right.
was just guessing on the touchdowns, and I just think there's no good quarterback in the NFC North.
Exactly.
We're all tied up.
And they already
2-all.
took Tua, so we knew it wasn't Tua again.
We've got 2 questions a team left. So back to June and Malin here. Are you guys ready?
Sure.
All right. This quarterback has a completion percentage of 69.3. He's averaging 257.7 yards a game. He's thrown for 17 picks and 6 interceptions with a QBR of 74.4. Who is he?
I know it.
It's Dak Prescott. It's Dak Prescott.
The correct answer
17-6, Dak Prescott.
is Dak
It's Dak Prescott. Thank you.
Yeah, you guys got that right off the bat.
I knew that was Dak.
The only one,
You need to turn in your Dallas jerseys.
the only reason why I would have thought Sam Darnold, because he has 17-6, but I know Sam Darnold has over 70% completion percentage. They got pretty similar stats.
There you go. They're really close. Really close.
All right. Score is 3-2. Nestor and G Money, are you ready for your next quarterback?
Yes.
All right. This gentleman is averaging a completion percentage of 59.5, 222 yards a game, 10 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, and a QBR of 41.9. 1 minute.
Oh God. 59.
Shitty quarterback. Damn.
Oh, I wish we got this one, June. I know this one.
Do you? Well,
Shitty quarterback.
40 seconds.
yeah, it's got to be a shooting. Give me the stats again.
59.5 completion percentage, 222 yards a game, 10 TDs, 7 picks, 41.9 QBR.
The 7 picks is glaring at me. You know what
20 seconds.
Oh,
you know, I'm thinking, G Money, your favorite quarterback.
Tammy? Tammy from Jacksonville?
seconds.
Is she calling?
From Jacksonville.
I'll go with that. Nestor. I'll go with Tammy.
Oh,
Tammy Lawrence from Jacksonville.
The correct answer is Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, shit.
Damn. Yeah.
This is a good game we got here. All tied up.
I was
3 games
drawing a
apiece.
blank on that. And when you said that, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense.
It was the under 60% completion percentage that tagged me for that.
Was it? I was trying to think 10 touchdowns. I'm like, God. I was thinking, oh my God, is it someone that was like injured after like week 4, week 5? I'm like, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
All right. Final question in regulation here for Team June and Malin. Are you guys ready?
Ready.
Okay. This gentleman has a completion percentage of 68.9. He's averaging 206.7 yards a game. He's thrown 16 touchdowns, just 1 pick, with a QBR of 65.3. Who is he?
I know who you're talking about. I know who you're talking. He was the only one with 1 interception when I was looking at all this.
That's crazy.
Okay, you got it.
Any idea who it is, June?
It's
I know it.
Hate it for this. It's Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
He was the only one with 1 interception, and I
It's
better not.
I remember seeing it now. I remember seeing it. It's Jalen Hurts.
The correct answer is Jalen Hurts.
One. I will say this, Jalen, you have been much nicer with the numbers for me in June than you have been for G Money and Nestor, because you've given them, but you're giving us one number that's such a big outlier that's like really
yeah
on the one you've gotten.
I am just going down. The numbers don't have, the only names they have is the quarterback's name besides them. All right. Now
You're making G Money pull out Bryce Young and Trevor Lawrence.
Well, Nestor pulled out Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, those are both very, very good pulls. All right. Last one of regulation here. Nestor and G Money need to get this right if they want to force some extra innings. So, Nestor, G Money, are you guys ready?
Yep.
All right. This quarterback has a completion percentage of 71.1. He's averaging 251.3 yards a game. He has thrown 17 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, and a QBR of 77.6.
Alex, who is Sam Darnold?
It's only fair because you gave us Dak Prescott, but what a
This is familiar.
That was like,
Yeah.
I like when you said that because you know it's funny because you were Malin, you were talking earlier about the Sam Darnold. I'm like, started giving the stats. I'm like, Sam Darnold.
I gave you his fucking stats.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not going to say anything. I'll just let it play out.
That's funny. That's funny. Well, hey, you know what? You gave June Dak Prescott.
This is true. Yeah, Dak. Yeah.
It's fair. That's fair.
Oh, shit.
It's funny.
All right.
And we had to pull out Bryce Young and Caleb Williams. I mean, my God. and Trevor Lawrence. Nestor pulled out Trevor Lawrence. I was like, God damn. I'm thinking, trying to figure it out. I'm thinking like maybe Carson Wentz.
I would like to point out that if I didn't let June pick twice, that I'd have 2 more wins.
All right. Let's get to these last couple here. June, Malin, are you guys ready for your next quarterback?
Sure, why not?
Give it to me, baby.
Fire pit.
All right. This quarterback has a completion percentage of 67. He is throwing for 261 yards a game, 19 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, and a QBR of 63.6. Who is he?
Justin Herbert. It's Justin Herbert.
The correct answer
I'm going to go with you on that one.
is Justin Herbert.
All right, you deemed yourself for that person.
The only reason why I know that because I was looking at it earlier tonight, and I was like, oh, he has I didn't realize he had that many touchdowns.
Yeah, it's surprising, right? Because you look at their records and quarterbacks, and you're like, how is that? I mean, because you expect a quarterback to have like 19, 20 touchdowns and maybe between 1 and 4 or 5 interceptions. and then you look at the record and you go, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But it's funny with the Chargers, even though they're 7-2, you kind of think it's like a fraudulent 7-2.
Right.
All right, so we are in pretty much elimination at this point. So Nestor, G-Money, you guys have to get this right to keep it alive here. All right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
This quarterback has a completion percentage of 60.9. He's averaging 212.6 yards a game. He has thrown 18 touchdowns to 8 interceptions and a QBR of just 54.9. Who is
Son of a
this?
bitch.
That's terrible.
It is the quarterback that cannot win in Seattle, whether he is quarterbacking the Oregon fucking Donald Ducks or quarterbacking the Denver motherfucking Broncos. It is Bo no fucking Nix.
That makes sense.
Bo Nix it is. We're still tied up. All right. June and Mainland, are you guys ready?
I mean, there's pressure here. Let's go.
All right. This next gentleman here, he has a completion percentage of 70.3. He's averaging 237.7 yards a game. He's thrown for 15 touchdowns and 5 interceptions with a QBR of 61.6.
Josh Allen. I was just looking at the stats when we were doing the Bills thing earlier. It's Josh Allen. I was looking at his season.
Josh Allen it is. I'm going to throw this one to Nestor and G-Money here, although completion percentage of 67.1. He's thrown for 269.7 yards a game on average, 25 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and a QBR of 69.2.
Okay, that too is a layup because we play that son of a bitch this Sunday. It is.
Layup said he had 25 touchdowns. I gave the answer.
You did give the answer earlier.
I think he's leading. Yeah, you did. He's leading the league, isn't he, in touchdowns?
Yeah,
I mean,
he is by like 6.
And
By like 6.
I think he's leading the league in QBR too. I mean,
He's balling.
I'm so glad, Jalen, you do not put that game on. Yeah, right at 5.
Yeah, I'm thankful for that.
So we are all tied up. That was the end of names that I had here. We can call it a tie, or I can keep pulling from ESPN, but it is also 11:27. So
I think a tie is great.
Call it a tie, man, and just go into ride or die.
Let's. We could go indefinitely, and we don't want to do that. We don't want to 1 a.m. I mean, we're all
Fair
good with
enough.
a tie.
We're gonna start getting names like Marcus Mariota in there.
This quarterback had a QBR rating of 22.3. He's thrown for 227 yards, 3 touchdowns, 5 interceptions.
I'm just glad that you gave me Josh Allen at the end when we were talking about the Bills earlier, because after they pulled Caleb Williams, Lawrence, and somebody else, I was starting to get nervous. I was like, that was some pressure.
both teams, the applause button. Both teams, that was very nice. Very good performances. I'm impressed. So
I gave you 2 choices in the first pick, too.
Shut up, clown.
2 choices.
all right, let's
Hey,
go
you know what?
to.
June and I talked before the show, and we knew that we just could not lose to Nestor. And we didn't
Terrible.
and then when June told me that he didn't even know we were doing this, I was like,
Oh Lord.
Are you effing kidding me? I was like, I was
Because
literally
I I usually read the top, the middle, and I go straight to the ride or die.
That's
what I
not
go.
8 p.m.
I checked my emails before I left work because work was fucking crazy and some dumbass kept me on the phone 10 minutes longer than I needed to be on the phone. And I'm like, fuck, okay, I think I got those. Okay. Unless Jalen starts asking some obscure fucking QB questions or he pulls shit up from the past, I think I can get at least 2 names out of the deal.
I thought that you do completion percentage, total yards, touchdown, interception. And when I was looking at the completion percentage, I was like, fuck, there's like 3 that have 70, but it gets really convoluted. It was like the yards are one thing. So I started really looking at the touchdown interception part of it.
That's what I did. I just looked at the touchdowns, interceptions, and hoped like hell that Jalen would include that. Because if he didn't, if he just went like completions, this quarterback's completed 68.5%. I'm like, fuck, don't know, no clue. I just be like pulling names.
I would have been screwed. And if you would have been doing like average yards per pass, I'd have been fucked.
Oh fuck, no.
Looking at it, and I was like, I got it. If I can just remember some of these touchdown interceptions, I can be okay. But I was even wrong on a couple of them. I thought that the one that was Aaron Rodgers, I thought that one was Bo Nix. I was even wrong on that because I thought Bo Nix had 18-6. And then when you said that it was Aaron Rodgers, I was like, oh shit, I was wrong.
See, that helped me out because I was like, okay, wipe him out. So if they come up with someone else, I'm like, I know who. I know that. I know that guy. I've seen him play.
All right, let's get to the Ride or Die in 5 because last week in this segment, Malin went 4-1 and hit his lock. I went 5-0. G Money went 2-3. Nestor went 2-3. It's only right, they were teammates. And then June went 3-2.
I was the only one to hit my lock.
You were the only person. Blame Buffalo. Blame. Who was the other one that shit the bed? Buffalo was. Everyone had them in their fucking parlay and they shit the bed. So blame them.
I put Panthers in there.
That was the other one. Yeah, Panthers shit the bed too. So.
Oh, wait a minute. I think I hit my lock. Maybe not. Let's say talk. Never mind. Yeah, because I had Indy, Denver, Detroit, and Seattle all money lines. They all won.
Indy, Detroit. What did I put in your? Oh, that's right. Okay, when you said Denver to win, in my mind, I'm like, oh, Denver lost. No, they did win. It didn't feel like they won, but they won.
Yeah.
All right. So
yeah,
G-Money
right.
and
It did
Malin
not feel like they won.
both hit their locks. My apologies.
I'm Reggie Money.
Well, that's because I'm just doing money line bets because unfortunately, by the time I see the emails with everything that's going on at work, I don't have a time to look at other things and make informed decisions. So now I'm just making fucking drunken decisions, which, how I roll in the casino anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But normally not how I roll.
Let's start off bright and early with the Spain game between the Commanders and the Dolphins this Sunday morning. We have the Commanders as 2.5-point underdogs in this one. G Money, we are starting with you.
So crazily, I thought this was being played in Miami and not in Spain, though I don't know that there's a whole lot of difference between the two. But I tend to think that looking at everything, I'm going to roll with Miami anyway. I think Miami right now is the better team than Washington. Washington's defense. I mean, we can say that, they're missing Jaden Daniels, but my God, that defense has not played well all season. And the time difference in travel isn't that much difference from Miami. Are they playing in Madrid in Spain?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Okay. Then DC is maybe like 600-700 miles. So you're talking maybe 30 minutes or so travel time. I'm going with Miami. I just tend to think that Miami has enough offense, and Washington so far this season has shown that they have no defense.
I am going to take the Commanders and the points here. The Dolphins, they do this. They do this where they'll win a game here and there, and then they lose a bunch. I mean, they only have 3 wins, people, so it's not like they'll win a game literally here and there, and then they'll lose a bunch that they shouldn't lose, or it doesn't really matter. The fact that they're being picked to cover here is surprising to me. I thought this might just be a straight up pick'em game. So, I mean, they could still win by like a point. Like if Miami wins this narrowly, cool. But I just don't see how they win this, convincingly, I guess you would say. So give me the Commanders plus 2.5. If Miami had just come off a loss, I might think a little differently. But they came off a win, meaning that they're due for like 2 losses in a row. So give me the Commanders plus 2.5. Go ahead, June.
Yeah, with Jaden Daniels is going to be out. It's going to be hard for this team to put up points. Yeah, give me Miami. I just think they're just going to win the game flat out. So give me Miami to cover.
Malin?
Muted. Sorry about that. I'm taking Miami on this one only because I don't trust Washington's offense without Daniels. Watch Tua get a concussion in the second quarter and we're fucked. But as of now, I'm going to roll with the logo that's on Nestor's shirt. We're going to go with Miami right now.
And Nestor.
Yeah, like G Money said, I'm pretty sure Commanders are like top 5 worst defense, probably like top 3 or 2 worst defenses in the league. The quarterback situation is really bad for them. That offense is not, entirely kicking at this point. So give me the Dolphins in Madrid. Sounds weird to say.
All right. So far, so good. Let's go to the next game. Chargers at Jacksonville. This is 1:00 on Sunday. And the Chargers are 2.5 point favorites on the road here. I will go first here. I'm taking the Chargers to cover the 2.5 points. This kind of feels like another Vegas trap game where the lines are, it seems like it should be even swayed further in the Chargers' favor, but I'm just gonna go straight forward. If Vegas decides to bend me over here, it is what it is. But the Jags haven't convinced me of much of anything this year besides the fact that they're not very good. So the Chargers should be able to win this by at least a field goal. So taking it at face value. June.
Yeah, give me I'm taking the Chargers because I just don't trust the Jags right now, especially after last week. You lose to David Mills. Dude hasn't suited up and hasn't played in like 3 years. I mean, come on, dog. Seriously, this is your chance to really take control of the division, But now, what are you doing? So don't trust the Jaguars. Goldilocks is about to get eaten by the 3 Bears. Give me the Chargers.
There it is. Malin.
I like the way the Chargers looked last week against Pittsburgh. If that offensive line can do what they did against, Watt and company in Pittsburgh, I like the Chargers in this one. If now, like I just said with my last pick, Herbert can fuck up and give the Jaguars like 2-3 interceptions, and then the Jaguars will win because they only really win when they get like 2 or plus turnovers a game. But I like the way the Chargers are playing, even with a beat up offensive line. I'm gonna go and take the Chargers on this.
Nestor.
Yeah, I'm also gonna take the Chargers. Same thing. I don't trust Jacksonville, even at home.
All right, getting a little dangerous here. G Money, are you coming ashore with us, or are you taking your lifeboat?
Yeah, no, I'm not going on an island. I'm the Chargers, and basically it's because when Jacksonville wins, it's because they create a lot of turnovers. But the issue with Jacksonville is they give up a lot of sacks. Mm-hmm. And I just see the Chargers freaking sacking Tammy a lot. Sort of like when the fleet's in town and the $2 whores are out, getting nailed all the goddamn time.
Okay.
Damn. There we go.
Okay, next game. Also at 1:00, we've got the Bears going to Minnesota to take on the Vikings, where the Bears are 3-point underdogs on the road here. June, what do you like here?
Oh, this is a tough one to pick. But you know what? I'm going to stick to my guns. I'm going to go. I said that Minnesota was going to be 3 or 4 and 3 and 14 or 4 and 13 or whatever I said. And I had this is a game that they would lose. So I'm going to stick to my guns. Give me Caleb Williams to go on the road and get a big road win in that division. Give me the Bears. Yeah, Bears.
Yeah, you had the Vikings at 3 and 14, June. So this is par for the course.
Close. I'm close, right?
Close.
Yeah. Malin.
I'm going Bears on this just because Vikings won the last game with some crazy fourth quarter heroics from J.J. McCarthy. But I think J.J. McCarthy has only played 2 really good quarters of football. That was one of them. Caleb Williams has been playing. If you look up J.J. McCarthy and Caleb Williams, who's been better since that game? One has been doing a lot more than what I thought people thought he would, and the other one is not doing so great. So I'm going to go with the Bears.
Nestor.
I will also go with the Bears. They already played this season, correct? And the Bears lost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think they lost just by 3. Yeah, they win this game on the road. I think they're better, and I've seen a few Minnesota games. They're just ugly. I don't trust them. Give me the Bears.
All right, G Money.
Yeah, the Bears' defense at times has not been good. In fact, it's been pretty ugly. And this being JJ's first season, and he's been injured part of the season, we've seen him have a good quarter. We've seen him have a good game against Detroit. I think at home, he has a good game, and the Minnesota Vikings defense blitzed the fuck out of Caleb Williams, and he starts having visions of when he was back at USC playing Utah. And at some point, he's on the bench or in the stands with his mom crying.
Well,
Give me the Vikings. No, that was Utah. He was doing that too.
Yeah, he got up in his mom's arms and was bawling after losing to Washington in USC. It was adorable.
I will not be joining G Money on his island. I will be over with you guys, taking the Bears plus the 3. This is the one that really feels like the trap game. Because I think it was last week, Giants Bears, we picked that one. And for a while, it looked like the Bears were going to fumble the bag when they should have easily not have done that. But it sounds awful. But thank God Jackson Dart got hurt because it allowed the Bears to get back in that game and do what we needed them to do. So hopefully, I mean, if the same thing happens here, as long as the Bears end up within 3, that's all that matters. How they do it doesn't matter to me, but give me the Bears plus the 3 and hope our luck doesn't run out here with Chicago. So, yeah. Next game, we have the Bucks going to Buffalo, and the Bucks are 5-point underdogs on the road here. Malin, go ahead.
I don't like this game, Jalen. I don't like this one because Tampa plays people close. Buffalo's kind of shit the bed a couple times, but I will say this: Tampa does not have a defense. They give up just as many points as they score. They've won a lot of close games with some Baker Mayfield magic. It's because that defense is always letting the other team in the game. At home, man, the 5 points though, that's what kills me. 5 points. Anybody else want to go? Before I'm trying to.
I'll go.
Up.
Go ahead.
I'll go.
Oh, okay, go ahead, G Butter.
I mean, I've been drinking and I just looked at this shit, so I don't care. No, I'm taking Buffalo minus the. It's going to be snowing or rain snow mix, and warm weather teams do not do well in that type of environment. That's a fact.
Tampa. All right, I'm taking Buffalo. I'm taking Buffalo. If it's going to be rain, sleet, snow shit, I'm taking Buffalo.
Okay. Nestor.
Yeah, I think Bucks. Damn it, this is hard. Yeah, no. Yeah, I think Bucks continue on the decline, and with the adverse weather, give me the Bills to cover the 5.
I am going to take the Bucks to come within the 5 here. Obviously, both these teams coming off of a loss. And the way I look at it, if the Patriots could beat the Bucks by 5, they're better than the Buffalo Bills. So can't the Bucks come within 5 of the Bills? I think that's not asking too much of them. So by my math, give me the Bucks plus 5 on the road here. Sand, sleet, snow, rain, dust, don't matter to me. Go ahead, June.
Yeah, I'm with you, Jay. I'm taking the Bucks to get. Not saying they're going to win, but just get within the 5. I think they're going to keep it close because I don't trust. I don't trust Buffalo's defense either, even at home, because we saw what New England did to them. Bust their ass. I wish Irving was playing. If Irving was playing, it would be a straight up win by the Bucks. But I think they're still going to keep it close. So give me the Bucks to cover the 5.
All right. And last but not least, we got the Sunday night game. Lions at Eagles, where the Lions are 2.5-point underdogs on the road. Nestor.
Damn. If Detroit shows up, I feel like they could win. I'm just not sure if they're going to show up. Hard.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Hit the mute button fast enough.
That's true. Shit, you know what? Give me Philly. I don't know if Detroit's gonna show up. This team is let JJ McCarthy beat them. I don't know. And the Packers. I don't know. Give me Philly.
G Money.
Yeah. Philly plays well at home. And we tend to doubt them because we look at their record, we look how they play, and we're like, they're not gonna. But I'm thinking Philly. We'll see how Detroit can do on the road at Philly. They don't play well. Strangely enough, they don't play well outside in November on the road. And I said this last week about Philly. I will continue to say this. They are undefeated in the month of November.
All right. I am taking Detroit plus the 2.5 here. Listen, the Eagles can stay undefeated in the month of December. Or month of November. That's fine by me. I just need Detroit to come within 2.5. So they can lose this narrowly and all things are still fine within the universe. And I think Detroit is legit. I see this being similar to the Packer game for the Eagles. So I'm thinking low scoring, not as low scoring as Monday's game, but a very close game nonetheless. I just need Detroit to make this, just right there. So I have faith they can do it. I honestly think they're a better team. And give me a Nick Sirianni blunder to keep this closer than it needs to be. So, yeah, June.
Yeah, I'm taking the Lions. They're just a better team all around. Their offense is still humming, and as long as the weather holds up, I think this team, they got the running backs to be able to run on Philly, because some teams have showed they can run on this team, and I believe Detroit is one of those teams that can run on this team. And I believe that's going to help Jared Goff off with the play action pass. We know that Philly's secondary is a little sus sometimes. They fall suspect to the deep pass. Give me Detroit.
And Malin.
I'm taking Detroit. I think they're both evenly matched. I think that Detroit has a better offense right now. I think they're executing better. Their wide receivers aren't telling fantasy owners to drop them from their team. But I'm going to be honest, guys. Like, we can sit in here and say we're taking Detroit for all these different facts or whatever, but it's really because we just don't like Philly. We don't like Philly, and because I don't like Philly, I cannot want Philly to win. I don't want to be in that position. I want to be rooting for Detroit, so I'm taking Detroit.
That is fair. All right. 2 hour locks. This is one pick that you think is going to hit for certain this week. It can be just one thing. It could be a parlay, over, under, touchdown score, spread, whatever it wants to be, just as long as it wasn't a spread that we already covered in the Ride or Die 5. So, G Money, we will start with you.
Well, I've been locking on these. These have been working. And I guess I could say it's because, quite frankly, I don't have enough time to look at prop bets, which is what I normally do. So these are all money line bets. It's a parlay. It's a 5-team parlay.
Oh, boy.
So, you can make some money on a 5-team parlay. So,
you can.
All money line. New England. Baltimore. Dallas. San Francisco. And Houston.
All right. Keeping it simple. I have got just one thing. Reeling it back in after last week's dud. Thanks, Derrick Henry, for not doing anything. I've got one anytime touchdown score. after doing some consulting, James Cook to score a touchdown against Tampa. He has been not scoring these past couple of games, so we here at Brown Consulting feel like he is overdue to finally score a touchdown at home against Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which their defense is a bit sus to begin with. So, yes, James Cook, anytime touchdown. June.
Yeah, I got a money line parlay. I'm taking 3 teams. I'm taking the Patriots over the Jets. I'm taking the Packers over the Giants, and I'm taking the Texans over the Titans this week.
All right. Malin.
I am going with Seattle and the LA Rams on the over under 48.5. I am taking the over on that. I believe that I don't know who's going to win this game. I see that, LA is -3 right now, but all I know is that both of these offenses are humming. They're putting up points. Defenses are great, but the offenses, I think, are going to shine in this. I do think that the Rams are at least going to score 21 on us, and I think that my Seahawks are at least going to score 28, so that puts me at 49. So I'm going to take the over on that.
You said it was 48.5, right?
Yeah, it's 48.5. The over-under is 48.5, so I'm taking the over 48.5.
That was going to be my lock, but after some consulting, we went in another direction. So, Nestor. You are on mute, sir.
Right. I'm going to go with the obvious. Vegas won't let this happen. So, otherwise, the NFL will be broken. And they will lose a lot of money. I'm going to go with the Chiefs to end the Denver Broncos unbeaten run. There's no way the Chiefs lose this game, and you have them possibly looking at quite a rough run to the playoffs. I don't know how that scenario would play out. 9-2 Broncos would be really, really weird. Give me the Chiefs. You bet your entire 401k, house, anything you want. They're not losing. I'm telling you right now. And if I'm wrong, you're welcome, guys.
I mean, if this is wrong, you can write that gambling loss off on your taxes.
If I'm wrong, I want the money I put down on this game.
So you're just taking straight up money line KC over Denver.
KC. Yes.
Okay. Oh, all right. So let me recap everyone's picks here. This was more easy than it usually is, but all right. Let's go. Start things off. I'm the only person taking the Commanders plus the 2.5. G Money is the only person taking the Vikings to cover 3 points against the Bears. Myself and June are taking the Bucks plus the 5 points on the road against the Bills. Everyone else is with the Bills. The Sunday night game, Nestor and G Money are the only people taking the Eagles to cover against the Lions, 2.5 points. And then locks, G Money has got a 5-team parlay between the Patriots, Ravens, Cowboys, Niners, and Texans all to win. I've got James Cook scoring a touchdown. June has got the Patriots, Packers, Texans all to win. Malin has got the Seahawk and Rams game to go over 48.5 points. And then Nestor just has the Chiefs beating the Broncos. All right.
Sounds good, buddy.
Well, that will do it. Another episode in the books. Thank you all so much for watching. If you want to follow us on Instagram or TikTok, it is linked down in the description below, along with June's TikTok if you want to follow him individually. We also have our Discord link down below if you want to join that. Completely free to join. That's where we talk throughout the week. And we'll be on tomorrow night to recap the Thursday night game between the Patriots and the Jets. So be sure to come through later tomorrow night. So that'll do it, folks. We will see you all tomorrow. Have a good Thursday and peace on out.
Peace.
Peace.